People use the words expensive and costly like they mean the same thing. They just don't. And confusing the two leads to bad decisions, financially, professionally, personally. Most people think expensive just means a high price tag, and that's partially true. But expensive is only about the number you pay. Costly is about something so much different. Costly is about what something takes from you. Your time, your energy, your opportunity, your focus, even your peace of mind. Sometimes money too, but money is only one part of it. That distinction matters more than most people realize. Let me give you a simple example. The Hermes bag is expensive. No one debates that. The price reflects prestige, craftsmanship, scarcity, and luxury. You know what you are paying for. The transaction is clear. You exchange money for an object that holds value, status, and recognition. Now compare that to a bag that costs a fraction of the price. Something, say, a Kate Spade bag. For one person, that bag might be nothing. A casual purchase, no stress, no trade-off. For someone else, that same bag can be costly. It might require a lot of their savings, or skipping something else, or having to justify the purchase, or even carrying guilt after the fact. Same item, very different experience. And that's the difference. Expensive is objective. Costly is relative. Expensive is about the price you pay, and costly is about the sacrifice you make. This shows up even more clearly in luxury real estate. A luxury home is by definition expensive. The price reflects location, design, material craftsmanship, and scarcity. But that does not automatically make it costly. For the right buyer, an expensive home can feel clean, aligned, sustainable, fits their income, their lifestyle, and their long-term plan. It does not take more than it gives. For the wrong buyer, that same house can be incredibly costly. Not just because of the mortgage, but because of what comes with it that you don't think about. The maintenance, the time, the mental load, the opportunity cost of tying up capital. A house that looks incredible on paper can quietly drain someone if it stretches them too far. And that is where most people get into trouble. They fixate on whether something is expensive and they ignore whether it's costly. I see this all the time. Buyers who say they can afford the price, but have not thought through what the home will demand from them over time. Sellers who built something incredible, but underestimate how costly certain design decisions are for the owner. Costly decisions rarely announce themselves. They show up as small compromises. Extra hours spent managing things, deferred investments, stress that lingers in the background. A cheaper choice that costs you time every single week is just not cheap. A lower price that limits future options is not a win. This applies beyond houses. You can even have a job that is not expensive, but incredibly costly. While it pays the bills, it might take your energy, your growth, and your sense of momentum. You can have a business that looks profitable, but is super costly to run. If you're constantly firefighting, constantly getting your attention pulled, no leverage, on paper it works. In real life, it takes more than it gives. That is the key difference. Expensive decisions are transactional. You see the price, you make the exchange, the deal's done. Costly decisions are existential. They shape how you spend your days, what you think about, what you give up without even realizing it. And those costs are often hidden. People will spend months debating whether something's expensive. They rarely stop to ask whether it's costly. What will this take from me? Not just today, but over time. Will it require constant attention? Will it narrow my options? Will it delay something more important? Or will it simplify my life? Reduce friction, create leverage. Some of the best decisions look expensive up front, but they are not costly. They create clarity, they remove drag, they free up time and attention. Some of the worst decisions look affordable, but they extract payment every single day. Once you start viewing decisions through this lens, patterns become obvious. You stop asking, can I afford this? And you start asking, what will this cost me to live with? Those are very different questions. Money is renewable. Time and focus are finite. You can recover from an expensive purchase, but recovering from a costly path is much harder. So whether you're buying a home, selling one, building a business, or taking on a new commitment, pause just for a moment and ask yourself one simple question. Is this expensive or is it costly? Because expensive is about the price you pay. Costly is about what it takes from you. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. If something in this video piqued your interest, or if you want to learn more about anything I mentioned, feel free to drop a comment below and we'll get back to you. Until then, I'll see you next time.